weekends. I think once 3.
Oh, Gravity of Love
was 3 days.
Yeah, 3 days.
But they take a while. So because you don't want to run your cosplay group or your group of friends like a sweatshop, because that's never cool. Like invite them over, just be like, you know what, we're just like, if you guys want, like it'd be really cool if we did like a filming weekend and do like the filming and then have like a pizza party one night and then like do more filming and just like chill out one night to make sure that you aren't like driving everyone like slaves so they hate you.
That's what I do.
And then people will want to come to your filming things because it's fun and you're hanging out as friends as well as, you know, doing cosplay work.
This cosplay is serious business.
Definitely do what he says. I'm like a tyrant when I'm doing my videos. I'm like, no breaks, work, no, do this, do that. And it's like, I have to tell people, like, if I'm being like really bossy, tell me, because I just get really into it and I don't realize that I'm like being a jerk.
Yeah,
so.
That is another thing to kind of be aware of, because I mean, we're very much like, I don't mean to offend you or anything, but we're really easygoing when it comes to series.
Whatever.
Even if it's like one person's idea, they'll kind of give direction, but then you know, if other people have ideas, be like, hey, like, why don't we do this instead? Then we're just like, okay, let's sit down and talk about it. We don't just like go, go, go. We work together as a kind of like a team, like a team video together.
And it usually ends up a bit better because like when you're telling someone what to perform, they don't get any say in it, it can sometimes come off very stiff, but if people are just like if they have a better idea of what they want to perform, then it comes off a little bit more fluid. Like, for example, Mitchell, who is Kiba, I guess he still kind of does that, but he's doing a lot of like, we're just like, okay, pretend you're talking, so instead of going like, I'm pretending I'm talking, right, he'd be like, I'm pretending I'm talking! But that was just like how he saw the character, that was like his Kiba, and I think it actually worked better because the way he was like emoting, it just, like, it made Kiba look like a hey rough and tumble buddy with Hinata, which is what we ended up needing in the context of the CMB anyway. So in this case, Mitchell was right and I was wrong.
Definitely.
This never happened again.
Definitely listen to like the people that you're working with and collaborate, because sometimes you get like, well, first of all, because you're friends and you're doing this for fun and it really should be a fun experience, but also sometimes you can get too close to your project and you'll have a very specific vision for it, and like if you step back and see it from like another person's eyes and like have them give input and ideas and stuff, it can actually like wind up working really, really well. So you know, you gotta be like open-minded, definitely.
What is a skit? There's no joke for this one. I couldn't find like an alternative meaning for skit. But short performance following a scenario, like this could be like episodic, like in terms of like you have like, it's like several episodes, so it's a split up, or it could be like a one-shot. And so it can be rehearsed, unrehearsed, which is improv, or a combination of the two. We usually go with a combination of the two, meaning we don't go into it with like no idea what we're doing, but we're just like, we want to do a skit about, let's see, oh well, Sora and Riku, 2 best friends, broship, go. And we just sort of like made it up from there. Like we had a general idea of what we wanted to do, but each scene is improv, so we enter the scene, we're just like, okay, what needs to happen in the scene is they need to throw eggs at the wall. And dangerously rotten eggs at the wall. And then the character needs to walk out or something. So we have a skeleton, but all the dialogue that happens is more or less just on the spot. And this is really going to depend on your comfort level, because I hate scripts. I can't stick to them, they scare me. We did a scripted performance at Supernova in Australia. They're on stage and I was freaking out because she could memorize. She had it off the first reading. I was memorizing up to the wire. I made us rehearse in the back room in like a janitor's closet. People walking around wondering what the hell we were doing, but because I can't do it. Like I need to be able to improv, but this skit required us to stay on script.
But he did actually mess up one of the performances that we did.
Of course it did.
And that's where improv came into it, because I then improv'd the line to get him back on track. So being able to improv can really save your butt, even though you're on a script.
And then Melinda Chen, who we did a skit with, is more comfortable with scripts. Like I was just like, hey, you want to do a skit because we're going to be in Tales of Cosplay? She's like, yeah. And then she's like, well, what are we doing? Like, she really wanted to know what we were doing, so I wrote out a script and sent it to her. And, you know, then she could memorize it. She had it all memorized, like, word for word for word, because she's excellent at that, and I didn't have it memorized, and I wrote it. So I'm still improving, so she's still doing her lines, but it worked out because each person has their own comfort level. Some people need to know what they're doing, and some people are just, like, better off. I don't want to know what I'm doing. I don't want to rehearse for anything. I like BSing my way through life. That makes me comfortable, but it's not the same for everyone.
You see, the great part about filming is that you can always edit it. So like if you're improvising something and it kind of goes dead at some point, you can just edit it out. And like I've had a bunch of times where I've done skits and we start improvising something and we come up with a really funny idea while we're improvising and it doesn't really work the way that we're saying it. So we're like, okay, this was a really funny joke. Now let's do it again, but on purpose and like bring it together more, like bring it to fruition, make it actually like make sense of the script. And again, like back to what we were talking about with the CMVs and stuff, it's really important to get input from other people, and one of the most important parts about improv is that you have to play off of each other. If you're improvising a line and someone else improvs back, but they're not going the direction you want, you just kind of gotta like go with it and not just keep like pushing your point because that's not like productive. And for example, we were doing this like really stupid Cain and Abel skit, and I don't really do a lot of skits, but Starlenia, who did this with me, she had this idea to do like this webcam show, and I thought that we were just going to do a couple minutes of improv, like split screen Josh, like Drake and Josh style, and I didn't really want to do any more of it. I was kind of feeling like lazy, but then she was really into it and she really wanted to do more, and I was like, well, okay. And so it wound up being like a 15-minute video, and we filmed in like 8 different locations, and it turned into like this big thing. And I'm really glad that like we went with that because it like wound up being a more complete video because of that.
And I think we go over improv a little because improv is actually really important. It's what I love it, so I consider it important. I love this movie. Do you guys like, okay, because in BC, for some reason, every single convention, we sing Journey. Like, don't stop, believe, it's just always there. Do you guys have that here?
Not Journey.
No?
I think
Journey.
It's just BC then.
It should be a thing then.
And Australia for some reason, yeah, that was weird. So things to avoid, generally like inside jokes, but I say this with the full knowledge that one of our most successful skits is based on an inside joke. Take that with a grain of salt. But what I'm trying to say here is just that, like, if you have a joke that's really funny with your friend, like, we've all been in this situation where I'm just like, hey, remember that last night with thunder lightning? And I'll start, like, hilariously laughing. You guys have no idea what that means. Like, you don't find it funny. And it's awkward because you guys aren't privy to what happened last night. So you just want to be aware that your audience is going to... Something happened last night. I don't even know where to go from here.
So the inside joke, now you are all privy to
now you're all privy
You're all part of the joke.
Yeah. But you just want to be aware of that. Something that's really funny to you and your friends in a different context might not even make sense. Too much series-specific content, because if you haven't seen Attack on Titan, you might not get a whole lot of weird jokes. Some jokes are universal, like generally like physical humor is very universal, but things that are like you have to know the series to understand it, you want to stay away from because that doesn't necessarily translate to a broad audience.
You can make a lot of like series-related references and stuff, but like it's good to keep in mind, like, okay, if I hadn't seen the series, would this still be funny? Because you know you can make some type of like gag about Sasha eating potatoes, and it could still be really funny even if you don't know that like Sasha eats potatoes in Attack on Titan. It would be by like making it into physical humor or just making the joke fuller and more complete, so it's not only based on the series.
Accessible humor. And then longer, pointless scenes. You gotta remember that your audience on YouTube has an attention span of, I think, 4 seconds. Like if they're bored for 4 seconds, they switch. So you want to avoid generally like things that take too long, or like long rambling scenes, or long rants, which is where editing comes in really important. Sometimes you can't edit. I was recently editing a skit where one of our actors was rambling, and I couldn't cut because she would ramble, and then she would make a good joke, and then ramble some more, and I couldn't cut it to just get the jokes. So the scene actually ended up being way too long. But I liked the joke she was making, so it was sort of a trade-off there. But Generally, if you are rambling, you want to stop the scene and take it back and try it again, knowing, like picking out the really good parts that you just said and just going with those.